Hey guys, I'm ChezPride, and today I am finally going to do it. I am finally going to build my first official cemetery lot in The Sims 4 with The Sims 4 Life and Death, and we are going all out here. So I have bulldozed the 64 by 64 cemetery lot in Ravenwood, and we are just going to fully redo it. Because I figured if the pack has been out this long and I haven't done a cemetery lot yet, we might as well go all out for my first one. And I know this may seem like a weird and silly thing to be excited for. I mean, cemeteries are literally where people come to lay their dead ones to rest. But I remember when Life and Death was announced last year, first thing I was excited for and was asking questions about if we would be able to build custom cemetery lots. Because I used to love doing that in The Sims 3. And right after that pack came out, my life and my upload schedule just got really crazy. So I just kind of never really officially got around to building one. And I realized the other day that the pack has been out for a year now and I still yet to build a cemetery lot. So today I want to build my first official one, and it's going to be inspired by all the ones I used to build when I was in Sims 3, when I literally used to make it my goal to save up money to buy a lot next to mine and bulldoze it and turn it into a family graveyard. But this time it's going to be bigger and it's going to be for the whole town. So just like most public lot types in The Sims 4, the cemetery lot type does have its own lot type requirements. So by requirement, we are required to have at least one headstone or urn. We are required to have at least one toilet. We have to have at least 2 benches and at least 1 trash can, which we're going to have more than that on all of those. And then optionally, we are required to have 2 grave sites, 1 crypt, and 1 castic, which again, we're going to have more than all of those numbers on all of those. So I'm going to be inspiring this by my Sims 3 graveyards, and all of my Sims 3 graveyards have specific things. So the main image I am kind of imaging here, since this is going to be a town cemetery, the Sims 4 uses cemeteries to have funerals, is I want to have a kind of Gothic, almost church looking like little building kind of in the center here, and then a little outdoor area to have a miniature outdoor funeral as well. So I want to have at least 2 spots to have funerals. And then just going off of what I used to build in The Sims 3, I definitely want a big pond over here where Sims can go fishing. I want there to be a little playground area for ghost kids. I want there to be a pet cemetery. I want there to be at least 2 entrances, because on this lot there are 2 pathways coming up to this corner. So I want there to be an entrance on both corners, but I do want there to be a big black fence because we're going like classic Gothic graveyard here. I want there to be multiple crypts, and I want there to be kind of like park vibes, because the way I used to use cemeteries is I would buy the lot next to my house and I would just bulldoze it and I would make it a cemetery, and then I would use it like my family's own personal park, but you could go at night and visit like the dead relatives, because I would play with one family for like 20 to 30 generations in one save file. Like there was one save file I played for like 3 years straight, and I played it almost every day. All of my Sims were buried in that graveyard next to my house, because like I would have a graveyard in my lot until I could save up and build a graveyard next door. I don't know. It was my thing. That's just how I played. So I'm very excited to be building this one. It has all those cards. I also want to make sure there are dead trees, because in my Sims 3 graveyards, I always put dead trees. So that's the kind of image I'm going for. So we are going to start out everything with the fence and the tree and probably the building and the pond first, and then we'll just go from there. Now, obviously, we're going to be using a lot of life and death in this build, considering that the cemetery lot type is literally a feature of life and death. So I feel like the fence should be no exception, because I feel like we should try to like blend it in to the Ravenwood world. And for like the Gothic cemetery vibe I'm going with, I feel like this fence in all black is perfect and it has like the perfect gate for this. So I'm going to go ahead and I am just going to put these fences lined up with the pathways, because this is the front of the lot, but this leads to like the main town square, so they have a pathway from both ways, and I feel like each one should look equally nice, but the front of the building is going to like face this way because this is the front of the lot. I'm going to go ahead and put down the big black fence I'm imagining right there. Perfect. That lines up perfectly. We're going to go over here and line that up so we can center. Well, that doesn't center as well as I would like it to, but this is fine. This is fine. We could do this and give us a little bit more room, because kind of what I'm imagining is having this fence have a little corner here to where there's like a public seating area with like some trash cans and some benches, but mainly the big dead tree from Vampires, because there was a tree in The Sims 3 that was almost exactly like this big dead tree from Vampires, and I would pretty much always use it in my cemeteries. So I feel like this is going to be one of the big key features of this build, is this dead tree, and I want it right in the front with the gates. So we can put out some like public trash cans. I'll use the ones from the base game because they work just as well. Maybe we can put one here on this pathway just to kind of level that out a little bit. And then we can put like some benches. Now I kind of want like a big long bench like this almost, but also like I said, we're trying to blend it in with the world. So I almost kind of want to use the life and death bench, even though it's 2 tiles. We could use like 2 or 3 maybe. I don't know. How's 3 look? Is that too much? We can always come back and fix this later. I just want to put like a basic bench arrangement there, and that can be like the front sitting area for the public, and then everything else literally be fenced in. Like you have to go in the fence to use this lot unless you're just going to sit outside in the little grass area. I can't put it on the very edge, but I can put it up to there, and then we can kind of do the pathing there to there. Now this is going to look weird considering that I made it a literal corner. I mean, I guess I could also do this like this. That would help a little bit. And then we could put like another dead tree. That looks cool. But I was going to delete that corner to make the curve easier. But I kind of imagine like this whole place having like a big curvy path. I feel like this is going to be the same texture. Maybe not the same color, but it's about the same pattern almost, just a little bit bigger. Well, it is the same color as like the outside of the pathing. So I guess it kind of works. But I kind of like imagined this going out and curving like that and then going around to this gate. Is that going to be enough room? I think we might have to even curve it out a little bigger so we can kind of curve it like that. We can put some benches in this area as well as like a little entryway seating area, even though it's like a graveyard. So it's like, should it have an entryway seating area? We're going fancy here. We're going fancy. I want one of the main features to be the pond. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that while we're in terrain. I want a tree in that corner, but we can let's not go all the way to the gate, but we can go pretty deep, because I used to always make my little ponds super deep, because in The Sims 3, like I felt like if you had a deeper pond, you had more room for fish, even though that probably wasn't that logical, but it was logical in my head at the time. But let's see how that looks filled up with water. And then what if we had, what trees I'm thinking is one of the ones towards the end. It's this one from the outdoor tree. I'm going to get this all confused all the time now. But like, I kind of imagine that like going over the edge of the pond, and we could put like a little fishing sign maybe, because I used to love my Sims to come fishing in the little pond in the cemetery. It doesn't quite fit in with the black Gothic vibes, but we can put it under the tree, and then we can have the pathway come to the pond, a little playground area over here. So I'm almost even imagining having a slightly smaller path the rest of the place, because this is like the big main entryway path. So we could have some smaller, some bigger pathing, maybe curve it out this way. And maybe we could have like a gate over here. We could possibly even have a wishing well. That would be really nice. The path does have to be big enough for the gate if we're going to have a gate back here though. So maybe it can expand out a little bit towards the end. There we go. That looks slightly weird. We can fix this. I love how I was like, we're going to go with a smaller pathing, and then I'm just like making it bigger slowly. But we could do like that, and let's go ahead and copy a gate over here. Is that going to be? Yeah, that lines up pretty much perfectly. I do need to even it up just a little bit right there though. And then I guess we can have the building right here because it makes sense with the path being right there. And we'll put like a little playground area right there for the ghost kids. I kind of imagine like a long skinny rectangle with an even longer skinnier rectangle on top, and then maybe like a steeple type situation. So let's put it all the way against the back of the fence, because that is what I'm known for, putting the fence right against the building. We don't even have to make it that big. We can just make it like this maybe. I kind of want a room for a big balcony, not balcony, but porch almost, with a big stairway, so we can put it up on a foundation and then do the same with the stairs, have two spaces. Let's see, I kind of want to use brick. Yeah, let's go ahead and just continue using life and death, like a black brick almost, or stone, I guess is the correct term. So we have two on either side. I'm looking at 2 and 2 and 2. I want a building on top of here too. I kind of imagine there being a tall, skinny building that has like bar area, as well as like a back room that has like extra caskets. So what if we like did 3 tiles on either side and centered it like that? We can even push it back a little on the front to give some definition. We can make this a tall wall height just to give some extra. The bottom is this tall wall height already. Should we make that a medium? Just the top is taller. I kind of like that. And then we can do like tangle room on this part. We will have to expand it out a little bit to make it even. That's too big. Are we gonna have to do a circle? I really don't want to do a circle. We may just have to make this one tile bigger. That's better. I like that better. All right, so we're gonna have to push this one, push this one. I guess that does look slightly nicer, better. I just didn't want it to be that big. But make this a super tall. Add a roof to match. Now I need to choose the 8 side one and then line it up here. I could do a circle steeple, but also I don't want to go completely traditional. I'm kind of even imagining just like curving it in ever so slightly to give it more of that Gothic vibe and like bringing it over. Yeah. And then we can do like a curved roof all the way around. I kind of like that idea. Should we want the wall? Because I kind of imagine like a big window there, but I want the curve to be there. So maybe we could do it like that. Copy this, turn it. There we go. So we can line it up like that. We'll make it work. So we can copy this over here, flip it. There we go. I guess I have, that needs to be moved back one. There we go. Move that. I guess should I have? I don't think it would work for me. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work with it curved up. But it would work if I pushed it possibly back into the wall a little bit. I was trying to like make this less awkward, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think we're just gonna have to accept the fact it's gonna be awkward. I'm going to, oh my god, it doesn't want to rotate when I put it there. That's so stupid. Okay, but put it like this. Put this here. Bring this into this wall. At least that'll look less awkward right there in the back. I kind of want to bring this up to where it's even with that though. That's a little less awkward in the back, I guess. Like I said, I kind of imagine windows in the front, big door in the front. Should I do cover on the front? That looks kind of nice. That looks nice. I still feel like this right here looks super awkward. I don't know what to do about it. Do I add like little miniature steeples since we're going like a Gothic vibe? And then we could curve it in just like little mini towers almost, but with no windows, obviously, because they're just roof pieces. I could also make like a wall here, but I kind of like just the roof pieces being there. What kind of windows do we want to use? I almost want to use the like get together stained glass windows, because we're going for like Gothic church vibe, right? We could even do like these big poke out ones out here. We may change the color of these, but what if we did these on the steeple and then had the little window on the little walls on the steeple? So it's like all glass windows all the way around. But that'll look really nice. I just saw that. There it is. Yeah, put that there. Oh, yes. I'm loving this. I wasn't expecting to put stained glass on the steeple, but I'm kind of obsessed. Okay. We can put a window in the middle here as well and even that out. Do I put big windows down here too, or do I put these medium windows? So we could put like these windows in the front of the church funeral area, depending on how you want to use it. So we could use those. And then we need like, I feel like full on medium size doors. Does the get together come with of course it doesn't come with doors that really match that. The only ones are going to be short wall height, which is not exactly what I want, especially when I flip it. It doesn't do a double door situation. Okay, well what does the medium doors have as far as old looking door options? We also have the castle doors, which honestly I kind of am obsessed with. Wait, I'm kind of obsessed with that. I like that. Do we have all this in black? I think the problem we get together is like the black is never black. So, do I do brown or do I do a gray accent? I think I'm going to have to leave it a dark brown. I don't know if I want the green or the red. I guess we're going to go with the red because that's what we have now and it's working. But we may have to just do brown and black, as much as I don't love it. Alright, but that keeps care of the front. And then, I don't know, we gotta do something a little bit more interesting up here. We can't just have a flat roof, I feel like. I feel like it has to have something on it. So let's go ahead, maybe do like a square roof piece, but maybe just do it like really flat so it doesn't affect the steeple as much. So let's bring this down almost all the way. There we go. That's better. And then let's do some big roof trim. Let's see. We don't really have like a Gothic roof trim, but we can just do like a big roof trim all the around everything. And then what we want to do for the roof texture, I almost want to use like some kind of fancier roof tile, but like in black, obviously. That's kind of the vibe. Maybe in darker. Yeah, I guess we could use the Enchanted by Nature roof texture. It's kind of the vibe I'm going for here. And then match it with a nice stone. So let's go to rock and stone. Fits as well as I'm wanting it to. Maybe, and yeah, the full-on black is more what I was imagining. I feel like this is pretty much what we wanted. So maybe we'll go with the Castle Estate. And I think it has a matching foundation. Of course, this also has a matching foundation to the stairs, which is a little bit more important. And then I guess we could do a stone floor. Let's see. What do we want as far as stone floors? Because I want something that goes with everything. Kind of like this. I know it's island living, so it's kind of random, but it kind of brings it all together. So we'll do that for now. Can we bring this out even more and then like put a column? And we're already using the vampire trees, so we might as well use the columns as well. We can kind of outline the windows there. Now I'm realizing the windows are off center and it's really bothering me. There we go. I think that's even now. I don't know why I didn't think it was even before. Okay. And then let's go ahead. Do we add the vampire railing or do we want to use life and death or castle estate? We have this. I feel like the vampire is pretty much perfect for this. It doesn't have a matching fence. I guess this will work. All right, so we can put this up here on the little patio front deck area of the church. And then on the inside of the church real quick, I'm just going to do a quick layout here. So we have to have a stair going to the upstairs. And I also want to have like a quote back room, but the back room is the front of the church. So if we close off this room and have this as like a private area, we have like extra caskets and like stuff you would need for the funeral in here. We could even possibly actually make this an office up here, like where you would meet to like plan the funeral. I don't know. I feel like that's realistic. But we're also going to make this like a bar room. Behind the bar will be like the storage, the meeting room. But then I want there to be like a little bar in case you want to have like an upstairs reception. Right quick, I need to put a stair that goes from here to here, just a regular stair, not like a stone stair, because I don't want it to go to the outside, but I want it to be on the very edge. So it needs to scoot over one more, and honestly we can bring it up like that. Should I make it more of a feature? I feel like it being so skinny is just so wrong for this. I feel like it has to be a little bit thicker. Yeah, we could do that. We'll put a bar here, have some seating up here, maybe like some music to play like jazz music with or something. And then from here, I want to add a wall here. And then I want to add like a stage. So I want to do like a big platform and then raised this up to be a platform. We have some stairs going up to the front with like a casket and like a little talking space. And then we could even make this like a hidden bathroom back here. So we have doors on like either side. I feel like that works really nicely. I guess we could also have this be like another storage closet, like more like a, I don't know, some kind of closet there, I feel like. And then we'll have like a door on either side, have stairs there, maybe have these stairs going here so they match. We have the two situation out front, so maybe do that on this as well. All right, so we have that there. People can sit out here. So I feel like that's a good basic layout for the inside of the little funeral church building. I feel like we should lay out the bigger stuff on the outside so we can kind of get a better idea how we're going to finish off this pathing here. I feel like if we go to the cemetery items, one of the big things I want to put out back, the crypts with the darker crypts. Oh, those have Grim on them. That's perfect. Okay. Imagine having some bigger trees back here. So maybe we'll do like 3 kind of centered like this, because I really want to give the idea that like multiple families could be buried here, and these crypts hold up to 20 graves at a time. So I feel like that's pretty much perfect. We just gotta line them up evenly, and then we can have like a path going here and maybe like graves down the side of it. I don't know, maybe put these a little bit closer together, but we have it like that. Like I said, put some big trees in the back here, put the graves there, and I kind of imagined squared off space for pets. So maybe we can like line that up with the church, literally line it up with the building. Maybe we could do some more of those corners like we have over here in the front with the dead tree. So we can line that up with that building. This is a random piece here. It doesn't need to be there. Should we do the corners here and here or here and here? I feel like here and here. And maybe this doesn't have to be specifically gated off. It can just be kind of open in the center, and that can be like the pet cemetery area. And then I kind of imagine having like an outdoor gazebo area that could hold like funerals outside. I feel like that would be really nice. If we're going fancy here, we might as well go all fancy. So we could do like a shape like this, make it not huge, but, you know, lined up in the corner nicely and big enough for stairs and a roof and whatnot. We could do that, and then we could do like a cute little roof on top. We'll put some pillars there to make that look a little bit more even. That maybe I'll go ahead and copy that roof trim over, and I believe copy the foundation, and go ahead and copy this stone as well, just before I forget. Okay, so we could do that there, have a little outdoor cemetery area there. I kind of imagine having the place set there. I want to do something to break this up. So maybe let's go back to terrain tools. We have this. We could do like a big stone area right outside the stairs, almost as if it's like, I don't want to say patio area, but that's almost the right word. And then we can make a smaller path. I feel like it should connect over here. It's bothering me it's not connecting there, but not if it goes like that. Okay. And then we could have another curvy path going out this way. Okay, so let's curve it out like this, and then we can have it connect to like a main path over here, because like I said, I kind of imagined this having main path out this way and there being like sets of graves on either side there. That's nice. And I guess we can have pathing out to the gazebo, because I imagine the stairs being like that, so it could kind of curve out like that. That's kind of nice. Obviously we need pathing out to the pet cemetery, and then we could like, whee! Does that look weird? I feel like it has to be a little bit wider. Ooh, you know what? I don't know if this would be too much. First, hold on. Let me fix this right here. That's not as nice as I would like it to look. I kind of like want to put a big statue here in front with the church. So we could go to decorations, sculptures, find some kind of big Gothic statue. Now, what other that be? This, let's see. I'm imagining like some kind of woman. We could do the vampire, since we're using the vampire. Also using the romantic garden. Okay, there's a couple options we have here. This has purple flowers. I don't know if purple flowers is the vibe. Let's see. We also have this. I also really like this. Okay, we're gonna use this somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in statues that we can use. But I was specifically looking for the female vampire statue. Yeah, this, but without the platform. I love using the statue. I know I overuse it. Wouldn't like this paired with a maybe the two women statues can go together, actually. I don't know, I just feel like that's really nice. Does this have the purple flowers that I'm thinking of? Not exactly, but it does work. This may have the purple flowers on it, but we could put this actually over here, because I think Sims can walk under this. Why does the black have red flowers? If it's why does none of this match? Why does none of this match? It all wants to piss me off. It's just this that's not matching. So maybe do a different statue than this, because everything else has red on it. I don't mind the red, honestly. I like that. Maybe we can just do a male and a female and no flowers. And that's nice. I like the fact that the woman's taller. I don't know why, that just makes me happy. Terrain circle inside here. Put like a bench seating in there or something. I feel like that'd be a nice little addition. Maybe we can make like a little swirly path that connects to the pet cemetery. Like I said, I kind of imagined there being park vibes, so I want the kids area specifically over here. I guess since I waited this long, we might as well use the new Adventure Awaits playground stuff, because I waited this long to build it already. Might as well add the new stuff. But we can do the life and death swings. So I feel like I should just do one of the already put together ones. Ooh, now I want to put this over here though. And then we could do like a little fake ground sandbox. I can do a little fence. Should I do it in brown or black? I feel like we have to bring some brown in here somewhere. Swing set does have brown on it too, so I don't know. I feel like that's cute for little children. Maybe we could put some toys in there or something. Let's see, let's go to sand. I want to use like a darker sand. I have no idea what color sand I want to use, honestly. There's, of course, not a square that size perfectly. I feel like this has to be the darkest sand we have. Kind of like that one. Make a little sandbox here. There we go. That's cute. Maybe we can have some benches over here. So we can have this here. I guess we can line this up on the corner. This on either side like that. That's quite nice. It's quite nice. And I was gonna put some more of these, what they're calling scraggly trees in the corners. I don't think I like the way that fits. I'm gonna do like proper raves all through here. So maybe we could have some just like loose graves over here. 3 of these, maybe a little bit closer over here. Give some more room for this area. And then we could do like a crooked one, like a crooked black one or a crooked gray one. And maybe like that'd be cute. What if we did that on both sides? Like they're supposed to be random graves, but make it like symmetrical. Random, but not. I feel like this is further away than that, but I feel like that's the right tile count. It's kind of cute. I kind of like the front of the lot. If you're looking at it this way, you're going to be able to see like the pet cemetery before you see anything else. I kind of like that. Let me put some trees in because I feel like trees are going to help me imagine things. What trees do I use? I kind of like that compared to the size of the church. Kind of like having some bigger trees up in here. We could do like a couple layered trees maybe. I was going to say, I feel like we have to use these somewhere, but they don't look as nice as I thought they would. Outdoor retreat trees, because those are the only one I'm really seeing that blend in with the environment that well. I mean, this can be like a special tree over here by the gazebo because it like lights up, and that would be nice for that. But I think other than that, I feel like this one is our best bet to put around the place. I wouldn't mind putting some in the front. We could shrink some down to go balanced with the statue. But I feel like we need some smaller trees in here too. Everything is so bright, and I feel like that's just not the vibe. I feel like dark and gloomy is the way to go. That side step is not horrible, I guess. I don't know how to combine them, the dead and the alive trees. Like it's kind of a weird combination. Maybe some bigger and smaller ones we could put. I like the idea of a lot of these being around the lake area. Your Sims have shade. I guess that looks nice. And then I feel like we need even more. Have one there, one over here, maybe a bigger one here, and then we'll have graves all up and down this. Even maybe like we have like a small cemetery, so we can do more of this pathing. You have some benching over here, a little, maybe like this can be because I was having a hard time imagining to put like some grass graves, kind of like this statue. This is technically gravesite, but what if we had like the crow there as like a statue? Make it black. I think that looks really nice. Maybe these are like not bought yet. And then we can have the stone ones. Do they have black stone ones? Yeah, they do. But I kind of like the gray one, the darker gray ones better. Let's go ahead and do 3 first. And then we can do a larger gathering of like 4. Maybe we can have a couple of 2s, like a couple of partners buried together. I don't know. I feel like that'd be nice. Maybe we put some more of these trees in the middle. I feel like that's cute. Separate them a little bit. They're not even, but it doesn't always have to be even, right? Oh god, that feels weird to say. That feels weird to say. I feel like there has to be something right here though. Like I feel like that it's just weird for it to be off the path that far. Do I put more of these? Do like that? Maybe we can have like a child there or something. I feel like a child might want to be buried with its parents. That makes sense, right? And I kind of want it, like I said, park vibes. So maybe like this can be like a little picnic area. I know that sounds so weird. Like probably most people don't go and have picnics at graveyards. I do. This is like an annual thing I do is I go to visit my grandma and my dad's grave. And this table has brown and black, which I'm kind of digging, and put just some different picnic tables. And then we have some grills under the tree or something. So put tree here. We can make these even somehow, and then we can put just some like trash cans and some grills. Like I feel like just like the little almost Sims 3 looking grills would be appropriate, since I am inspiring this after my Sims 3 park build or cemetery builds, and these are the kind of grills I put in my cemeteries for when my families can visit. We can do that with a little trash can out here to throw your trash away in. Be respectful. Put it under the tree. I feel like the playground needs more though. Monkey bars here. We can use the life and death ones maybe. I feel like there has to be more than one if I do it at an angle, like one at an angle and one not. So we could do that. Oh, you know, I feel like we almost need a death trap. What if we put a microscope somewhere? Is that bad? Putting ways for your Sims to die? I don't know. I mean, I'm planning on putting wishing well, so I might as well. Speaking of, let's do that while we're here. So there's not really a black wishing well. Is there a darker brown? I feel like there's gotta be, right? No, there's a gray that has a weird, I don't know, maybe this will work. We could put a shark pond. I mean, you know, speaking of ways to die, I mean, honestly, I don't hate that. Wait, I actually don't hate that. Do they have it? Well, they don't really have it in like black or anything, but we could do it like that. We could put some like fairy boxes and butterfly bushes around. What if we had like little fairy boxes, maybe out by the statues or something? And we could also have a little garden area. So like the fairies could come fairy house parties and then you can like enchant plants or something. I don't know where I put the garden. Ooh, a spirit house. Wait, no. That's really nice. I guess we could do it in green and brown. But what if we did this in like the pathway in front of the little church? I feel like that's really nice, actually. We could also put some wind chimes out by the door. Spirits whistling the wind chimes. I don't know. I feel like that would be nice. Ooh, should we put some bushes and have a place to woohoo besides a coffin? So maybe we can just have a couple of woohoo bushes for them to hunt squirrels in. We all know how much the animal spirits love to do that, you know? Or I guess I know. I don't know if a normal person would know that information. Maybe we could some naturey stuff, like some bird trees and some bunny stumps around the place. Make it look cute. I guess this could have been the garden area instead of the grass graves, because we could use like the werewolf little planter boxes and that would kind of match the vibe of this place. I don't know. I feel like that's nice. Just have a little place to bring life in to where death lies. Maybe that way you can grow like flowers to put on the grave sites. So I think we got basics of everything. The path isn't as swirly as I hope, but I think it will do it. I think if I can just touch it up a little bit and select this path, I want to make it a little bit rounder right here and a little bit, make that a little bit bigger. I can even erase some of this, make this a skinnier path. I just want it to be slightly more curved. This over here I feel like looks fine. Now I feel like we need some columns over here. So let's copy these columns to go over here. So we can put pretty much one wherever I can fit them in these little corners, basically. I feel like it needs a tree in that corner. I feel like if we're going to do a tree, it would have to be big, and that's going to go through the fence. But I kind of like it being shaded. Maybe that tree is too big. I don't know. Because if I do that, it affects the roof. I don't like that. What about this tree that's back here? If we size this tree up, that's always goes good over a cover on things. So it would cut through the fence, but minor details. And we also have to finish the windows on the church. Almost forgot about that, actually. I don't know, maybe we can do like 2 here or 3 here. I don't know if this is even. I'll have to check. Yeah, that's even. Okay. Ooh, what if we did like, does this come in stained glass? I forget. This actually looks kind of cool and kind of fits the Gothic church vibes. Combined the get together with the realm of magic. I mean, we're already using other occult stuff here, so might as well. That looks kind of nice. And then maybe some more of these windows down here where people are going to be sitting. Okay, that adds some more windows around the place, but without adding too many, I feel like. I don't feel like the hallway needs some, or the bathroom front needs something. So maybe more trees. Should we do some of these but bigger? I feel like that. a lot of trees in the pet area would probably be good, especially since it's like right the center of the front lot. Yeah, that lines up with the church like really nicely, actually. I don't know if we can get a pet grave in Kratos or in Build and Buy. I'm not seeing anything that specifically says pet grave. That's unfortunate. Kind of make this a pet grave area, maybe by adding like the cat and dog bushes. So we can go to bushes because they have like these little like cat bushes. Do they have any dog bushes besides the poop? Oh yeah, we also said we're gonna put these butterfly bushes around. Yeah, we'll do those. Oh yeah, I also like these ball bushes. We'll do those as well. But I was thinking the cat bushes pet area. I want cat and dog bushes, but I don't like how the dog bushes look. And then I kind of imagine these ball bushes being around here too, and just have them kind of around the place. So we could have this, maybe like this, another big one over here by that adds character. Any other of these bushes? I guess, should I do my classic bushes on the side? I mean, I feel like that's like cemetery vibes, right? Oh my god, what if we did the Christmas light ones? Wait, that would actually be kind of sweet. Ooh, we could do wait, we already have red flowers. We could do either red bushes or green bushes with red. There's green bushes with red lights. I know this is like technically from event, so not everyone's gonna have this. I think it would look so pretty at night, and this place is gonna need light at night because I feel like a lot of people are going to come to cemeteries at night in this game. I don't think we put them in the centerpiece up front. Maybe we just have them around the side. We can put some other kind of lighting up here in the front with the dead tree. I just feel like the dead tree lights don't work. We could put one of these fall trees though, maybe like this one in like a small form, maybe one here. I feel like this right here needs something. Maybe we put another statue. Let's see, what kind of statue can we put? Well, also, if we're gonna do a cemetery, I feel like I have to have a gnome, the ghost, and the Grim Reaper somewhere. I guess it makes sense to have that in your garden area. Gnome here, a little ghost gnome here. Anyways, I was looking for statues for over here. This one could work from Romantic Garden. Some of the red in it. How's that size up? Actually, it kind of fits perfectly when sized up. Why do I love that so much? Okay, we can line these benches over here. I don't know how to distinguish where the seating is. I don't know if I should do some more terrain or just leave it in the grass. I personally don't like grass, but that's just because I'm allergic to it. So I never know if I'm not leaving enough grass because in my mind, grass is bad. What if we did bushes? It would make sense to have roses. Where's the roses? This is not roses. Where's it? This is a rose bush. I want this rose bush. So we could do like rose bushes by the benches, maybe. We're gonna have to scoot over one if we do it this way. That's right on the edge. That looks nice. Ooh, we could do it like this. Just kind of fill in the area with rose bushes. Paint the roses red. I don't know. I feel like that's nice. Around the dead tree. And now I want to put them in other places. I did not plan on doing this, but it's kind of fun. I don't think I'm going to put them in the playground area, but what if I could do them like down the side here? Alright, so we can do that there. We gotta put some over here too, obviously. Some by the graves. A rose for your loved one. I was gonna put benches here, but I kind of like this better. I don't think the picnic area should have them. We have a couple over here. Okay, maybe one in the garden area. I think that's pretty good for landscaping. Could do a little bit more terrain paint just with some dirt to kind of distinguish some things. Like these headstones over here. Maybe do a little bit of dirt. That's too dark. I thought darker was going to be better. I don't think that's the case. This, maybe softer, is the vibe we're going for. Because I just feel like having a little bit of dirt in these graves make them look like, you know, a little bit more realistic. I feel like that's just more realistic than not having any terrain under them. Even if it's just light, it still shadows it a little bit. I feel like these are the ones that couldn't like exactly afford a place of their own, so they're just combined with some strangers. I'm trying to put story behind this. Maybe it doesn't really need story behind it. Should I put some dirt under the little garden area? I feel like that doesn't hurt. I feel like that's nice. Okay. A little bit under the playground area. I feel like that makes sense for like the played-in areas to have some dirt under them. In this area too. Just all of this. Just touches the dirt. Oh my god, that actually helps a lot. Hold on. Soften that all the way up. Just random spots of dirt all in the grass. Also, it around the pond makes sense. And also, do I keep this water texture? Green almost fits the vibe. Kind of like that. Okay, well, maybe we'll leave that. We were gonna put some like toys for the kids. So what's some like sandbox toys? We have like a little dragon and a horse. I have, let's see. Oh, isn't that like there's a Grim bunny. I want like a little Grim statue. Oh my god, there's an imaginary friends. I don't know if we should put an imaginary friend. Well, maybe we can get this little thing. Get a cat. Just some random toys. Maybe we can get a little marble ring and play with. We can also have like some toddler block. Do they have like the black toddler blocks? Have some toddler stuff in here as well as kids stuff. Maybe a little werewolf toy. So what is this? It's just baby clutter. I was hoping like sandbox toys, but I'm not really seeing that as a thing. That at least has some toys in it. Let's see, is there any cemetery items that I'm missing that goes on the outside? I mean, I know I need to put one of these in the little gazebo area, so we could do that. Should I put the chairs under the gazebo area? I know we're gonna need a podium, so let's go ahead and get that. There's this. Oh, we should have like a little funeral cannon. Maybe we can have that over here. Here it is. Oh my god, that took forever. Alright, but we could put this out here. Why do I want to put a crow? Maybe we have a little crow over here. And then have a couple of seats out here. So let's go to comfort, little dining chairs, and something simple but appropriate. I feel like this could work. I feel like this would be like a super private memorial area, so we can just have like maybe just 8 chairs. Actual stairs leading up here, so you can get, oh, of course you can't. I put it sideways, so you can't actually get up where I have the path to get the stairs. That's just lovely. Can we put the stair? I don't know if the stairs would be functional right here. I'm assuming they would be. Now I feel like we have to have something right here. I guess I can put a fence along here. This. I guess that works. I feel like a buffet table isn't a bad idea, but maybe not by the gazebo. Maybe this can have a buffet table somewhere. Okay, but why does the idea of a wedding arch excite me? What if you want to get married in the graveyard? I mean, it already has like other stuff for ceremonies, and we don't have to have like chairs or anything. It can literally just be like a private wedding thing. Okay, we'll put that there. We'll put like a little wedding arch there. I need more benches around the place because the whole idea of this place was to be able to come spend time with your loved ones. Let's put some benches around the place where they make sense. We can put these here. Let's see. I want it to kind of mimic this one. And we have tables over there, so we don't really need them over. Maybe like a bench over here on the other side of the pond. I don't know. If you somehow came over here by the telescope, maybe you'd have a bench to sit on. Is there benches needed anywhere else? Yeah, that's probably enough benches. What are we missing requirement wise? It says we don't have any benches. Apparently the life and death bench does not count as a bench yet, so we have to put 2 other benches here. Maybe we can put one of the Enchanted by Nature benches here, because I did want to put a bench here. So I'll place that. We have to put another one. I guess we can put some of these benches in with the pet cemetery area. So let's go ahead and look at headstone and urns. Yeah, because I'm not seeing any that look like pets in particular. So maybe we'll just use well, what about this? I feel like these could work. These could be like the pet headstones. And realistically, any of these headstones, you can move and put your own headstone in. Urns should we have? Oh God. I don't know how many is appropriate, but I feel like we should go all out here. Now I feel like there's nothing in the center here. I guess we could put some pet stuff, like some toys or something. Let's see, do we have some like a soccer toy and a little galaxy ball. You know, we have some red vibes going here. Maybe we put like a red throw ball, and then maybe we can put like some cat toys over here. So we can put like a mouse. You know, let's put like 2 mouses and some black yarn. Black and white. I don't know. And now I feel like we need one more ball. Okay, maybe a blue ball. There we go. So it has some pet toys for your ghost pets to play with. I don't think it needs like training course stuff. And maybe we can put like some of the scratching posts for cats that look like trees. We can put those by the trees. I mean, that covers cats and dogs. I don't feel like we necessarily need horse stuff here. Is there anything we could put? We're already using Adventure Awaits. We could put a little butterfly collection thing here since we had the butterfly bushes. Maybe we can put a few planter boxes over here. So if you wanted to do some gardening over here by the butterflies and the fairy houses, you could. When in doubt, woohoo blankets. And then I did mention a buffet table. So let's see. Buffet table. Are they not in the bars anymore? Oh, there they are. So I'll be like, I know they're here. I feel like, you know, if you want some quick food, these would probably be your best bet. So you can grill food. You can put the buffet tables out here. The only thing I'm really thinking would be good would be put a couple of gravestones on some of these. They don't have to all be full, but I feel like some of them having tombstones would probably be appropriate. So we could put maybe these match these. So maybe like one person could be here. We have a whole little parent set over here waiting on a child. I did say that some of them would be children, so maybe I should have some of the children graves. So maybe we can have 2 kids here. Does that work? Because that leaves a whole blank area for a family of 3. That's like parents waiting on a kid, multiple generations of family. Yeah, I feel like that looks nice. And that leaves some blank spaces. And you can also change the headstones if you want it to. Do we? I don't know. I don't think we should put any headstones over here. I think like all the headstones and stuff should be throughout here. Park area here, playground here, pond here. So I think that pretty much covers the outside. Probably just need to put some more terrain paint under here. Better some than none. Is there anything on the outside that we need? I think that pretty much covers the outside. I literally can't really think of anything else we need on the outside, because everything else I'm planning on putting would be on the inside. So right quick, I am just going to paint the inside of this before I forget. get, because I will straight up just not paint the inside of this because I'm not putting anything up here. Should I put a light in here though? So like at night it lights up. Oh, that's what we need outside is more lights. Okay, hold on. Lighting. Let's just put really cool looking lamp in here. Like something that just makes sense. Like maybe this tree we could put twice. I don't know. I feel like that makes sense. Alright, let's turn it to night. Oh, that almost doesn't light up enough though. What if I put this in here? Because this has a lot of light. There's light coming from the top. We'll do light on the inside, but I need lights out here. I love the one random light of toy in the playground area. I mean, the bushes do help, but we need like actual light. I feel like these are going to be our best bet for most of the area because they have like red flowers on them so that they can kind of like blend in with the place. I don't know, is that too much or should I just do like basic? Like these have signs on them, but I feel like that's even weirder. I feel like the signs are too much. These have triple lights on them. It comes in black. I feel like that's nice. And we can also put them like in the trees. I know that looks probably weird, but just hear me out. We have them in between the trees here. Put one by the little gate over here and the wishing well. That lights up the pond area pretty well. We want this front area to be lit up well. I feel like we could put one here and here. We want the pet cemetery to be lit up well. Maybe we put them in the trees here and in the trees. I always think that's such a nice trick to like put them in the trees. I don't know why. Maybe we can put like a ceiling light in the gazebo just to make sure if you're having like a night thing you can see. And then we need some actual lights in the cemetery area for sure. So maybe each one of these bushes could have one. We can put maybe one on either side of the crow statue. We can put some in the trees, as I apparently like doing that a lot. Better if they line up with the bottom of the tree though. And that looks nice. And then some in the eating area trees as well, I suppose. Yeah. Do like this one, this one, this one. And then lastly, probably just the little fairy butterfly garden area. If you're woohooing at night, you need a light to see by. And then of course up here by the actual building as well. We can put some actual ceiling lights here as well though, because it has a little cover. So we can put lights over the doors. So that lights up the outside really well. And then we need to put lights on the inside of the building, which I don't know if I want to do like white lights or like yellow lights. Because I almost feel like candle ceiling lights are the vibe, but would they give too much of a yellow light? Would they even give enough light? Okay, we could do this in this area. This is supposed to have fancier lighting. Same this. So we could do one here, one here. We could do a couple out here. I want to do the stage light different though, because that's like the main area we're supposed to be lighting up. So I feel like it needs its own thing almost. And these I feel like need to be flipped. There we go. Oh yeah, I need to delete the walls on the stage. Now the stage is lit up better. That's better. Alright. Well, maybe we can put something nice above here. Maybe like these lights. You know, I know these are like really small, but I feel like they're like really simple and nice. So maybe we can put these up here on the stage. And that lights up the stage a little bit. And then on the stage, I'm going to want a piano and a guitar. And we have an organ. I feel like the organ is kind of classic goth church vibes though. We kind of might have to have that. But I was thinking like this, nicer. I mean, there is the grand pianos, but I was thinking like a straight up and down one would be best case scenario. I'm just not seeing what. There's this one. Does it come in plain black? See, I don't like the back on it. I guess if we do this in black and that, and then We can put a little guitar and microphone. I guess we could do two guitars, unless we want to do a violin. Do we do a violin? They don't really have a black violin. Maybe two guitars would be better. So we have music in the background if you want it. Music, and then we need the actual cemetery items. So let's go ahead, get the podium while I'm looking for it, because apparently I'll lose it. All right, but we can put the podium off to the side here because the casket should really be the main focal point. All right, so this goes on this. This is what I'm looking for, because the body goes here. You probably want to put like a bunch of flowers in front of it, so we'll leave room for that. And then we have to have something over here. Oh, what do we put over here? I guess the memorial for it. That makes sense. So we have a black memorial for the person over here. I feel like there should be something big and nice right here in the back. I guess a bar back wouldn't be appropriate. I mean, honestly, that does kind of look nice. You know what? I don't know how appropriate a fireplace actually is for or something like this, but it looks nice and it brings out the symmetry, so I'm not mad about it. And then we also need doors into these areas, so let's get some doors that would be appropriate. How tall are these walls? These are medium wall height. Yes, these work. So those go up there. We need doors into this room as well. So do I get more of these? I guess this could two different rooms. We could have an office and a storage room. So maybe this is an office. It'd even be a little storage. Well, the windows don't. I put the windows on a weird place for it to be like this. How does that look from the outside? I guess that works. Alright, so this can be an office. This could be where the actual caskets go. Let's get a couple different options so like people could come look at the different casket options. Maybe we can have like a vampire one. You can have one of these. Just a lot of options for the people to choose from. We're going to want this to be in between these doors. Okay. I guess the door, I guess the door to the storage goes in here. Let's put just a regular storage. I guess this would look nicer than a regular storage door, but it's fine. We'll do that there. I guess we can have some urns as well. Since there would be urns, let's see. Maybe we can put some urns on either side of the fireplace. Is that disrespectful to put them on the ground? I don't know. Yeah, I was also gonna put like a bookcase or something in here. I don't know why the hutch just seems appropriate. Maybe the hutch can be in the office. Maybe we can put some urns on the hutch. Oh, they only go on the top. Well, that's lame. I guess they can still be up here. If people want to choose urns to use for ashes or something, they would be in the office. That makes sense. It does make sense. I like these little coffee tables too, but I don't know if coffee tables are like bar seating would be more appropriate up here, because I almost want to put like some casual seating over here in this corner. So maybe we can put like a table over here. So we put some bar seating here, and I want to put like some bar tables out here. These are the bar stool tables I was looking for. I don't want there to be like a ton of sitting up here, because like I kind of want this to be more closed off than I would plan. Oh, these chairs don't slot to the tables. Why? Okay, well, we're gonna pretend they slot to the tables, okay? Like, we can put them all around the tables as if they do. This is fine. All right, put that table there, and maybe we can have some like music, like not live music, just like a place for them to dance to or something. I don't know. Also, I want to change this to black or dark brown. Maybe dark brown is the vibe. Change this dark brown. I was thinking music. Do we put the music on the bar or like in the middle? Because I don't really want people dancing. I just want people to listen to it. Maybe the gramophone, but then I would have to put it on the bar. I guess I could put it sideways on the bar, and if people want to come dance, they would be out of the way over here. And then couches. Maybe we can put some kind of lamp here. I don't know. that lighting is off. It looks nice, but the lighting is off. Do we have like a more yellowy lamp here? This kind of looks nice. All right, we can do that. Maybe on the other side of this, we can have the toast bucket in case someone wants to make a toast at a reception or something. All right, is there anything else that needs to be in like this reception area? I feel like the bar is the main area up here. And also, we don't have any lights in this area. There we go. I should probably put a railing on here. Now, I guess I should probably paint the inside of this place. Do I use the same thing I used outside? I feel like the stage should definitely be wooden. So let's get some wood up here. I don't think like the whole place should be that though. Do stripes and that cross pattern be too much? How is this wood? I feel like this looks so much like stone. Maybe the stripes there and then that up there. And then we can also put this up here. This is nice. This is nice. Put this in the office. This closet. I'm just putting closets everywhere. I don't know why I think this place needs so many closets. But apparently I do. So that floor can go there. I need a platform trim here. So we can do these. Wait, nope, not platform trim. Apparently this is platform trim. Okay, let's just put straight up black. And then we have to pick out a wall color. I don't know what I want as the wall. Like, do I want stone? Like, that's why I haven't put it yet. Because I don't know. This looks like fancy goth funeral home vibe. So maybe we can put that there. You know what? Screw it. We'll put this everywhere. It should all have the same wallpaper. Just because it has different flooring doesn't mean it has to have different wallpaper. Oh my god, I put so much room for seating out here. I did not even realize it. I mean, I guess if you want a big funeral, here you go. I feel like just some like nice big black sofas. Ooh, we could even do, actually we could do like the vampire sofas. Those aren't big, but they are very fitting for this. Ooh, the Life and Death does have nice leather sofas too. We could do like some closed off seating area back here for like maybe like visitation. I didn't put a visitation room. I guess I could make the entryway a visitation room and then this be like the actual like ceremony room. I guess that works. So we split this off. Maybe we can even have like a fancy arch moment. Hear me out. Because the castle estate, I think, well, vampires also comes with archways. But doesn't the castle well, also this comes with archways. There's so many things I could use. The castle estate archways would match. We could put this on this side and this on this side and have like this middle hallway room to go from the reception like viewing area to the cemetery room. I don't know. I feel like that's nice because then we can put one of these out here. Maybe have like 2 viewing areas in case there was like multiple funerals going on. I feel like that's realistic. So you have seating. A lot of times they'll have like a book you can sign or something. Like here's a book that people can sign. I need a table to put it on. And also there's filing cabinets we can put up in the office. I'll put those up there so before I forget. These have like curtains. They have all black. Yeah, let's put these on the outside of the archways because these don't disappear when you put the walls down. All right, that's nice. And then maybe we can have like some artwork on the wall or something, but I did specifically want there to be a picture, a sign. We can put a little quill. Let's see what else goes in here. I feel like this little table works really well for the book that I'm wanting to do. So we can put this stuff here. Oh my god, this quill does not want to fit as well as I want it to. If we put like the sign, so we can put like the little book here. I feel like I should do a sign on either side to make it symmetrical. So we can put memorial wreath here. All right, that's nice. So then the people can walk behind that to go into the actual area for the funeral. You back these up some. And then maybe have like a big fancy rug. We can use this life and death rug. Let's see. I don't know what swatch to use it in, but I think the black is too subtle. I think this first one is going to have to actually be the best one here. So you do this one over here. All right. That looks nice. And then we need the actual seating for the reception. Alright, none of these are screaming Gothic church pew vibes to me. So maybe we can use these little heart ones from Love Struck. Like, they're tiny, but I think they'll get the job done. That, I feel like, is enough seating. And then I almost feel like there should be like something down the center here. Something like this. I want it to mainly be all black. I feel like this is gonna have to work. Just could put that there, a little bigger up on the stage that matches that. Oh, now I feel like this one out here needs to not be as crazy. Maybe this will work. We'll do this. It's a little modern. Yeah, I don't like it as much as I thought I would. I like it in the center and the front, but not for up on stage. Ooh, we could do this like round black rug. Oh, that kind of works because that kind of lines up with this. Hold on, I can move this back to the center of that. Yeah, that looks really nice. I like that. All right, so we have that. I also want to change this color to have some red included. There we go. Just a little bit pops of red here. And then flowers. The whole place needs flowers because when you come to a funeral, there's just flowers everywhere. I want some big flowers. Flowers you put on the stage with the casket. Well, this is kind of what I imagined. Not exactly what I imagined, but it gives the right idea. Alright, so we'll have that there. I feel like we should have something on either side of the stairs, maybe. Like we could do some kind of sculpture or something. I don't know what would be the best sculpture for inside necessarily. Maybe we could do like little fairy statues. I feel like that looks nice. Like just on either side there. Of course, it's not wanting to line up exactly how I want it, but I feel like that'll work. I feel like the walls need like big old artwork pieces, like almost like paintings or murals or something old and fancy. I don't know if really pictures would be the best idea. You would have to pretend they were your family unless we do something old. I guess we could do also like some tapestries, but that's not really bringing in the right colors that I want. Maybe some of the ones from the Love Struck pack could possibly be the right vibe. Like, I know that this is kind of a weird combination of pictures, but I feel like it's the right vibe. Like, that all looks really pretty and like pretty artwork, and we could just, I guess, mimic the same ones over here. I don't know if you would want to have the same pictures up 3 times in a row, but or twice in a row. Let's see. I think this one needs to be scooted this way. So we have some artwork up on the wall, and I wanted some artwork behind these pieces as well. Maybe these pieces could go behind these. Yeah, like that. So those could go there. We just repeat these all over. I mean, for a little room like this, I feel like that's fine. We can have some red curtains. Let's turn on the red filter specifically. I feel like there's so much pops of red in here. It just only makes sense to continue going with red. Maybe they can go over the doors and the instruments as well. I don't know, I kind of like that. Just red drapestry everywhere. I feel like it just makes sense. Maybe these drapestries could go over these windows. Yeah, up a little bit taller. It does slightly clip with the chair. If we do that, we might have to pull the couches out a little bit for the curtains to work. I don't mind that. So we could do that. I mean, we are going for Gothic vibes, so I feel like the red accents aren't really too far off, honestly. And also, we need some lighting in this area. I didn't realize we didn't have any. My bad. So we can put some in there, some in there. We need 2 in here. We gotta turn that into a bathroom. I feel like this is decorated really nicely. And then up here, I almost want to not bring the red up here. I know there's reds in these windows, but I feel like maybe these areas should just have black curtains, and we have the same curtains, just literally in black. These doors I feel like need to go out a little bit more, or that one does at least. There we go. And then maybe we put, let's see, there's this, I want this, but fuzzy. We have this. We could do something like this to kind of bring in all the tables. I feel like that's nice. And then a smaller version over here with the couches. Adds a little bit of pop there. And like I said, we are going to do some of these filing cabinets maybe like over here. And then we want a desk in here. I guess this is the life and death desk. I really want it to be like a brighter color in here, so we can use this. Let's go to comfort, maybe the life and death desk chair. I guess there would have to be chairs for people to sit at. There's the church pew vibes I was looking for. And maybe these should be what we have downstairs actually, because I want something more comfortable up here. You know, we can do the base game brown couch. Oof, there's not a lot of room. Okay, well, I guess we could do the couch against this and maybe there's like a matching chair for this. I'm pretty sure a space game. We also have life and death chairs that could work, like this, like all brown and black here. I don't know. It doesn't, I guess the desk doesn't have to show the table right away. I guess people can move the chairs if they really want it to, so they could sit better. I don't know, do something like this. Maybe we can put like a board on the wall, like a planning board. I feel like that makes sense for this type of area. That works. And what else? I don't feel like this area really needs any paintings. Maybe between the windows we could put something. I feel like it's slightly weird to have a fountain right upstairs, but it looks nice. And this I just want to keep kind of simple. Oh, I didn't put any flooring in here. Whoops. And then we were just gonna put clutter in here. So like I'm imagining, let's put a phone on the desk, and I guess a book on the desk as well. All right, so I have that. I was wanting to put like some storage back here. Oh my god, where's just like big box? We have like crates. All right, so maybe we can put some of these boxes piled up over here. Just kind of rearrange them like that. Broom. Does a broom come up? Yeah, I didn't think it was called broom. Of course not. Okay, decorations. Wall sculptures. What is it called? Clean sweep. Yeah, I wasn't gonna remember that. Alright, but we can put like some cleaning stuff in here. Maybe we can put like a plaque in here or something. Like people can use the plaques or whatever. And is there anything that could go here? A little statue in the corner or something. Or just something to liven it up a little bit. So that could be good in here. Here is pretty simple but good. And I was gonna replace these with the church pews. There we go. We could do it like that. Maybe we can do like little lights or plants even. Hold on. No. Decoration. Flowers. What if we did like some tall flowers on either side? Probably the best one we had was this one. So we can put these down either side of the benches. You know, the more flowers, the better. I feel like the more flowers, the better. And apparently red is going to be our accent here. So we're just going to go for it. Do we want flowers up here with these? I don't know if that's fancy enough for in here. Maybe the trees can go outside? I don't know. I feel like a red accent out here is needed. We didn't do the bathroom or this storage closet. Oh my goodness, I'm so stupid. Sorry. The bathroom should be rather quick. And honestly, like, I don't even know if we really need this to be a storage closet at this point because we have the one up here. But I feel like I said it was going to be a storage closet, so it needs to be a storage closet. But we can just hide the door beside the stair that pokes out. That is not a one tile door. And also this beside the stairs doesn't look right because there's this one. So we can put this as the storage room door. And honestly, we're probably just going to copy the storage from in here. So like we can have like a broom in here. I feel like that's like the major thing I can think of to put in here is a broom. A little counter space. We could put these counters in here. Or you know what? We could even actually do this. Where's a full length one of these in black? Let's see. Oh, of course it doesn't want to go all the way to the floor. So maybe well, you can't really cook in here, but you can pretend like you could keep food storage in here or something. I don't know. I feel like it makes sense. And there's a broom in here. We could have like some plaques in here or something. Maybe there can be like a little radiator in here or something. But the bathroom shouldn't be too hard though, because I feel like we could just use a stall toilet. I mean, I know like there's only room for one stall toilet in here. Well, I guess there's room for two. It's not too pointless, but I'm probably only gonna put one sink. I don't feel like we need like a full-on 2-person sink here. So just a nice standalone sink. It goes to life and death. Maybe we can do it in the brown and black and have a nice mirror. We can do this one because it's one of my favorites, and put a little towel for people to dry their hand on. Plain brown works. And I think that's good for a bathroom. Other than that, is there any other, like, I'm probably just going to leave that little space in there blank. I'm going to leave this blank. I just want it to light up at night. And we have that. Speaking of at night, look at it one more time in the nighttime. Yeah, I think this is really nice. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save, and then I'm going to go into tabs mode because I feel like I was kind of all over the place and this was a really long video. So I'm going to go into tabs mode and I'm going to give y'all like a full-on tour, and you can kind of see what it would look like from the Sims perspective. All right. So here is the final result on the 64 by 64 lot in Ravenwood. So like I said, it kind of has 2 front entrances. You can either come in from this side on the side near the playground, or this is like the official, what I consider like front gate. We have this little sitting area out here with the dead tree. That was really a big inspiration to this build. And then you walk in. If you come over here, you have some graves right from the start. We have some woohoo bushes. If you come over here, we have the little playground area. And behind the playground area is a little fishing pond with a little telescope, a wishing well, a back entrance next to the little church area. And then by the church area, we'll go into the church area last, but we have this whole little statue garden with a woohoo blanket, some fairy houses, a garden. We have a little butterfly garden next to a pet cemetery. So you come through here and there's a little pet cemetery area, which I'm a huge fan of. We have a little seating area out here under a tree with some grills, some buffet tables. You have a little shark pond over here with some more graves, a little wedding arch, and then like a little outdoor cemetery area. And then also this leads you to the outdoor graves. So you have 1 family, 2 family, a big family, family of 3. You have some crypts. You have a little garden area with a little crow statue. And then finally, you have the actual little church funeral area. So you can pay your respects at this little shrine, or you can go up onto the porch through the big doors. And here you have like a viewing room area. So you can either have a left or a right viewing room. And then through the arches, you have the actual reception area, which I should have done the ceiling. I always forget to do the ceiling, but I basically tried to make it as symmetrical as I possibly could. And then you come up onto the stage and you have the actual funeral where the people can give a eulogy and then play music behind it. If you go through this door back here, you have the little bathroom. And then if you were to go through this door and go up the stairs, you have the little reception area with like a bar and a little seating place. And then you have the office where you can come to make funeral arrangements, as well as a little place where you can come and pick out your casket with a little storage room. Oh yeah, and then there's also a storage room nope, the stairs are over here. Way off here. All right. There's a storage room hidden in here just with some cabinetries and like a broom and whatnot. And I believe that is the entire build. That was less painful than I thought it would be. Like, I have been hesitating a little bit to do this build. I have been imagining doing this build for so long, but it actually turned out a lot nicer than I was expecting. I think I actually did better than I planned. So I'm probably going to actually be building another cemetery here soon because I need to build a cemetery for my Rainbow Legacy Challenge. That's going to be a cemetery for our whole Legacy family. But I feel like for my first cemetery, for like a town cemetery that anyone can come to, I feel like this is pretty decent. I did upload it onto my gallery. I just named it Cemetery, and all my gallery information is always down in the bio if you're interested in any of the builds or the sims that I made. All of that is on there. But for now, I think I'm going to finally end this episode here, you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye!